And now the microphone's on.
And now the microphone's on?
Now the microphone's
okay.
on. And now we will go live. Oh, and the first picture that was up was part 7, so that's fitting.
Lucky.
Before it switched.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
Hi, y'all.
Howdy.
Another hand fart.
Toots. Okay.
You can't do it.
Can't do it. There you go. Welcome to episode 16.
We're going to start every episode with one hand fart. Let's see. There we go.
That
was
6.
a good one.
We'll take it. All right.
Hi, y'all.
So, episode 16 /cast. As you can see, the age of Hodder.
Absolutely.
We're going to cover parts 7 through 10 in one episode, so...
Oh, you know what? I really don't want to cover any of them. And you know what? And don't get me wrong, yes. This is the age of Kane Hodder. Kane Hodder played Jason 4 times. He brought so much to a role where it was just a hockey mask guy going around killing people.
Mm-hmm.
He brought all kinds of body language, everything, the brutality of just behind the kills. I mean, all 4 of these movies suffered.
Yeah.
MPAA just completely and utterly just destroyed anything visual-wise during the kills. The aftermath, I mean, you saw a little bit, but it just... These were, I don't even know. And I don't want it to be a short podcast because I want to go over them because, you know, I really like the movies, but it just got to a point where it was like, okay, really? They're not even friggin' trying.
Well, I figured out that watching these movies back to back...
honest to God, I watched 7 and 8. I tried to get through 9 and I was like... I couldn't do it. And I remember seeing 10... And I'll try to do, you know...
Well, like I said, I just watched 9 and 10 this morning.
Yeah.
So within the last 6 hours, I watched both of them. Those are the only 2 I took notes on, so they're going to be probably the most that we tear apart because I have a lot of mistakes here because they fucked up a lot between these 2 movies.
I mean, continuity, this, that, and everything else. I'm even just talking about the script. I mean, for 7, okay? I mean, it's like they didn't even try, okay? They wanted to do, way back then in 1988, they wanted to do Freddy versus Jason. Of course, New Line Cinema and Paramount. Paramount had the idea to give it the New Line Cinema. They couldn't do that, so they thought, well, let's see. Who else could Jason go up against that would be, a formidable opponent? And they're like, oh, I got an idea. Why don't we do Carrie? And they put Jason up against the fucking X-Men. It might as well just Jean Grey. Absolutely, you got that reference. And I'm not saying it was a bad script. It wasn't a bad movie, but the MPAA just destroyed
every single kill. You can tell was cut short from what they actually filmed because.
And Jason killed somebody with a fucking party horn.
Yeah.
And I mean.
Yeah, but you can tell that he wanted to do more and.
And it's not the fact, and it's not Kane Hodder's fault. He was, of course, he was a star in the movie. He was Jason. He could only do what the director told him to.
And when he comes down to it, he's still just Jason and just a stuntman. Really.
Right.
He has no real pull, but aside from the kills and his stunts. But I don't know. He came back for 8, 9, and 10, and I don't know. He probably just thought. Nobody else can do it like him.
Well,
And despite the movie's quality, the script-wise.
Well, let's get into 7.
Who knows?
Let's get into 7's script.
We'll get into 7.
I mean, okay, so you have a girl who has
right there
Jean Grey powers.
The new blood, yes.
Yes. Has, telekinesis or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Years ago when she was a kid, her father and mother were having an argument. He was drinking. She goes out on the boat. Whammo, some strange water snake goes up, makes the dock turn to rubber. He goes underneath.
You can see the rods going up and down.
He goes down, drowns. Yeah. All of a sudden, she's dreaming about it. She wakes up. Hey, guess what, honey? We're going back to the same exact house. We haven't touched it in X amount of years. We're going to see if Bernie... I wanted him really just to... somewhere down the line, just start... But we're going to see if he can fix you and all this. And she tries to raise her dead dad, who's been apparently in Crystal Lake for how long?
Let's put the mistakes here, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. We see the dock. It's a dock. The water's not that deep. The mom could have dove in and got him out.
Yeah, well, yeah.
The cops would have been called. They would have drug him out. He wouldn't have still been there 10 years later. All of it made no fucking sense.
Do you see where we're getting at? Yes, we know it's a horror movie, but there has to be whatever.
I mean, that premise, I don't know how somebody didn't say, this doesn't work.
Terry Kaiser's Dr. Cruz, Bad News Cruz, which sounds like a WW. Oh, that was Bad News Brown.
Bad News Brown.
We always get the rest. Anyway,
we'll get that.
Trying to figure out what's going on with her. When we find later in the movie, he's trying to basically exploit her for something
powers,
or whatever, something or whatever.
She
goes out. She tries to start trying to see if she can bring her dad back to life. Apparently, she contacts Jason. She finds the body in there. Hey, now he's all mad. Hey, what the hell are you talking about? There's somebody else in Crystal Lake. No, this is my lake. Since I was a little kid. And he comes out. Now, this is probably my favorite makeup job on anybody that's played Jason. Just the
bones,
and the way his
and
face was, and the way the people in the art department or the prop department, they took the side of the mask out from the propeller.
Mm-hmm.
They looked into it.
Yeah.
And other than that, I mean, it was just, I hate to say it was just another Friday the 13th movie. We got another house across, we're going to have a party.
Why didn't he kill her? First question out the gate. He comes walking out of the lake. Why wouldn't he kill her?
Why didn't he go to that house?
Why didn't he? Yeah. So right there, it made you think, is he human? Is he saying, oh, thank you for bringing me back? No, that's not who Jason is. So none of that made sense.
No, he's going to go for the numbers first.
Yeah, he would have slashed her right away. She's a young girl in camp. She would have been dead. Parents and the adults in the house always die. No.
And it was, I mean, the character development, you had the
we do get a Pittsburgh reference, though.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
we do. We've got the bitchy blonde who's rich.
Very stereotypical, yes.
You had the nerd.
Uh-huh.
That turns into
Wants to be hot, take the glasses off.
Oh, a little makeup or a little work my ass. Well, whatever. Everything was just so... It was stale to me. Yeah. You had the stoner, the Columbian Express. Here we go.
Very simple.
Exactly.
Very simple tropes. Very simple.
And the worst,
everything.
Not the worst thing. I mean, it was like I said. It was all flat. Everything was flat. You had the. Everybody, forgive me about this, because you had the black couple that were, unceremoniously
just fused the shit out of me. Why were they fighting?
I no idea.
They were fighting through the whole movie, and we never knew why they were fucking fighting.
And then they go out into the van. Oh, grab a balloon. Guess what, honey? I got a balloon, and it ain't that kind of balloon.
Yeah.
So, hello, air conditioner. How are you?
Welcome to the show.
Cool us down a little bit here.
8 minutes in.
It just... it's not that it didn't make sense, but there were so many holes in everything in it. Why didn't he do this? But I will tell you this. An actual... honest-to-God stuntman playing Jason, they beat the shit out of him, especially towards the end of the movie. And Kane he played it with so much, there was a lot of anger. I mean, that axe to Missy, or whatever her name was, Melissa, the little rich bitch, whenever, she opened the door, and he's just standing there. I mean, he golf teed. Whoa, wappo!
Oh, yeah.
And then...
chucked her across the living room.
And then chucked a bad wig axe combination stunt person across the...
Yeah.
It was...
I mean, the kills... And that's the thing, is knowing how the kills were supposed to look, it pisses me off that we couldn't see them. Because they were brutal.
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't get to see them. You can see, like the doctor, when he goes into the stomach, they actually filmed him cutting into his stomach and slicing it and shit. And you'll see it goes in, done. And then cut, and you see his face going back. Yeah. You can see the cut there that it's not supposed to be there. There shouldn't be there.
My favorite kill of the movie, the sleeping bag.
I was going to reference that in part 10.
Well, I'm sorry.
Can go back to this one. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, they redid it in part 10, but in part 7, it wasn't supposed to be a one-shot, one kill. There was supposed to be 5, maybe 6 swings of that sleeping bag, that person in that sleeping bag, and each one had more blood flying out, but nope, they cut it down to one, so once again, I don't know if they did that because probably the MPAA, but you can kind of accredit it to Jason's supernatural being powers. I mean, he's strong. Whatever you want to.
I mean, he got way more creative.
Well, yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely got more creative.
Like I can tell that Kane Hodder probably sits in his home or hotel where they're filming, just thinking of ways to kill people on film. What's it going to look like? How it's going to work?
Absolutely, stunt gags. Yeah. I mean, the little cute nerd, he came out, had a hold of her in the barn. There's another mistake. To me, it looks like he had the sickle in his hand. He went to her stomach. And we see her later with her throat slit. So I don't know if it was just.
I mean, I saw his arms were up high, maybe. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
We're sitting here nitpicking and all that, but
we got a lot of mistakes and kills sometimes. I mean, the handstand death you said.
Yeah, I mean.
But aside from that, this is probably one of my most. I mean, it's one of my favorite installments because
it's not a bad installment. It's just
so much growing up because I don't know why. It was just one of the ones I always watched. I just thought it was, I don't know, like, just entertaining, I think. Like, I still watched it last week.
Oh, it's not, like I said,
it was just, like I said, the same good movie.
It's not a bad movie. It's just that they cut the living crap out of it, and it was like, they cut everything out that we have wanted to see from the very first one all the way up. It's 6. Number 6 is where the MPAA came in and started saying, "Hey, listen, you got," and this movie suffered after that.
Well, that's whenever music and MTV and all of them were fighting Supreme Courts and dude, censorship was going crazy back then.
Well, and what is it with people in Hollywood not being able to come up with like more original? How many Tinas have we had?
Oh yeah, names are crazy. They always throw a Michael in there because of Michael Myers. They always do that.
Tina whooped his ass up.
He did. She once she figured out she could.
Yeah.
With electrocution,
bring him down in the puddle, the roof, the light
fixture,
the light fixture, the gasoline, of
fire,
course,
the
Kane
nails in the face.
Kane, is that still a record for the longest burn?
I don't know. Did you check that out?
Somewhere down the line, it said something around 40 seconds, and he kept going and kept going.
Yeah, they said when you fall, they said he just wouldn't fall.
Yeah, and he actually. Kane Hodder actually burned himself, I think, on his very first fire stunt back when he first started. Yeah. And I mean, he's burned around his neck, everywhere, if I'm not mistaken, his chest. But he reburned himself. And that shot in the movie where he stands there and you see him they lit him up there and he kept going and going until he finally went down.
Yeah.
So kudos to him. I mean.
Oh no, he puts his
heart and soul in it. Yeah,
definitely. Like
so, of course, at the end of the movie, how do we vanquish Jason? Dad, who hasn't decayed anything, nothing.
No water damage.
He's basically the same as Jason. He's a little bit muddy. And he comes up and punches Jason in the knees and pulls him down. Hello?
Like, was he supposed to be the ghost of her dad? Or was he really still down there? Because him being down there makes zero sense whatsoever.
I don't know.
It makes zero sense that they would just say that he would still be down there 10 years later.
Hey, you know what? He was still in
a 6 foot deep lake.
What, 6 foot, 8 foot, whatever it was. It was the shallow end. I don't know. It was like the Monaca pool,
I guess.
Whatever. It just.
I don't know.
And that's all we got to say about 7.
Yeah. But aside from that, we get the ending. Dad brings it down. Jason's down there.
Plotting again.
I guess.
And then we go into 8.
Yeah. He's down there under the dock being stuck by wood, apparently. And then
apparently covered in what's left remnants of the dock or whatever. Yeah. And amazingly, a high voltage power cable that shoots across the bottom of the lake, which wasn't there in 7. Apparently it is now, and he landed on it.
Yeah, they added the cable, but they didn't see his body down there when they were working down there, I guess. I don't know. But, but yeah, 7... Not bad. Probably third in my ranking of the series. Just I don't know. Just a cool, entertaining movie.
It's entertaining. It's probably somewhere around 5. Somewhere around here. I know I have a list of mine, 1 through 10.
We'll do that soon.
We'll figure it out.
But so 8 starts. We got him going to Manhattan apparently, for some reason.
Here's the big problem. Here's the big problem I have. He's laying dead. I don't know if he's dead or whatever, knocked out, whatever, in the lake. Yeah. The boat anchor comes out, shocks him to life. He doesn't look the same. There's no skeletal nothing.
I call him Moist Jason in this movie because he is just slimy.
Don't use
moist.
the word moist.
He is slimy all movie.
Yeah, it just.
But yeah, the beginning of this already. First mistake is why the fuck does this high school kid have the real Jason mask on his boat?
Or a replica.
Why does he have?
He has
that
it's a replica, and it was a good replica because it had
it had everything.
the axe.
It had the axe and everything. Why?
Because the one at the end of 7 got split in half because she popped it. She tried to pop his head like a zit.
But for this kid to have it made no sense
exactly.
whatsoever. None.
And the first time I ever saw Jason miss.
This was on purpose.
Really, was it?
I think it was on purpose.
He missed her. She dives out the window.
I think he wanted to play a little cat and mouse.
Okay, oh, he played cat and mouse because it took about 23 and a half minutes for him to take that friggin' dart
out of the wood. But did you see when he pulled it out of the wood how hard it took him to get it out? I'm like, you crush people's heads and that makes you do it twice. I don't know. But yeah.
But he opens up the front of that thing and she could have made a sandwich, ate it, knitted a sweater, and he's just going. And it going in looks so god awful. You could see the blood squirting out of the front of it. It just. Yeah. But my big question is this: I had no idea that Crystal Lake connected to something that goes up to New York.
Well, it's in New Jersey.
Okay.
I mean,
how many water? I mean,
it'll be like our river going up to.
The frickin' boat was. That boat at the beginning, you see it going across where the Lazarus was. I mean, really? Is it really tied into that much? I mean, that's a pretty big boat. Another mistake, as far as I'm concerned. Part 8
is unnecessary, completely unnecessary.
It was.
This shit show.
This was nothing about. This was just.
It was a cash grab for New York. Using Manhattan, or using New York City as the poster. Even though they're not in the city for more than 10 minutes of the movie.
It should have been called Friday the 13th Part 8. Jason becomes a sea captain, because he was on the boat longer than anything else.
Yeah.
Swinging guitars into people's heads and
deckhand Jason over here,
But
we for some odd reason now the theory that Jason is only killing people that were in Crystal Lake is just
he's just
out the window because he for some reason cares enough to get on this high school kids field trip boat to chase them and kill them, even though they mean nothing to Crystal Lake or Jason.
Yeah, and apparently he also learned how to finally.
And he can teleport.
Teleport because he teleported all. Yeah, he teleported all around that ballroom, and poor Lady Deathstrike. I mean Kelly Hu. Well, we made an X-Men reference in the last one, but she just It was so god.
Why?
And the characters again, flat. You had the rich bitch, you had the nerd, you had the film guy, and it was doing this
the
and
rocker.
Oh god, it was.
The asshole adult teacher, the nice lady teacher, the nice. You had to have the asshole.
The jock boxer guy.
Yeah.
And the one poor bastard that went up against him got his ass handed to him, laying in a sauna. How you kill somebody with a hot rock?
Through his fucking stomach.
He just went hargar, and that would.
With his hollow ass body.
And apparently his innards caught fire. I mean, you can see it real brief, but I don't.
I don't know, but really, for as far as kills go for this movie, are there any real, aside from the punch?
The punch that took the kid's head off, and Jason knew how to recycle because it went into a dumpster and it closed.
It did.
So.
But then he took it back out.
Well.
But and it was really fucking dirty and ugly looking, even though it was really fresh. But are there any kills that actually stood out as that was a great kill?
Not really.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Not really.
Now.
I mean.
And we'll show you guys the kills like usual. I'll get that. I don't have that ready, but.
Speaking of kills, okay, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
You explained the ending to me. First of all,
are we getting all the way to the ending already?
What was her name? Nini, Nunu, whatever her name was. The girl, Rennie, Robbie.
Rennie. Yeah, Rennie.
Okay.
Did
Does she know anything about the history of Jason?
Aside from him pulling her down in the lake one time, because apparently they're.
That's what I'm getting at. Where she's seeing things about him. She sees that. And
they have no connection.
Nothing. No, it was so fucking lame ass. Jason comes through a window. Hi, or a mirror. I'm sorry. Hi, and the kid was having fun.
Yeah.
And then poof, he goes away, and she sees him in one of the port windows. And apparently the dog was apparently had some kind of connection because the dog barked and ran off too.
How many different versions of Kid Jason do we get in this movie? At least 4.
Yeah,
every flashback, he's a different looking Jason.
The very first one in the lake,
he
doesn't have the eye,
he's
and
perfectly
then this
fine.
lowered down, and then what was with? I had no idea New York City. What?
Sewer.
I had no idea New York City.
I
had no idea New York City. I'll say it one more time.
The Fountain of Youth.
Not the Fountain of Youth. I had no idea at midnight every night they flush toxic waste down the sewer.
Do they?
That's what they said in the movie.
Apparently they do.
And apparently that turns Jason, who the face and the makeup they made on him. My God, I know it takes talent to do makeup.
It does, but damn.
But for Christ's sakes, that looked god awful. It looked nothing like the cool makeup job they did.
7 was great. Man.
7.
He looked so mean.
I mean,
7, 8. Why the fuck did they make him talk like a kid in his kid voice at the end?
Thank you.
Like, mommy, mommy. Like, why would they make him do that? Why would they turn him into a little kid in his underwear in the sewer after this fucking sewage covered him? Why would they do that? Why? In what world would you say, oh, now he turns into a little kid and these 2 people are just going to leave this kid in the fucking sewer and go up to the street and walk away?
It was all a dream. It had to be another dream.
Another dream.
Who knows?
Every ending of a Friday the 13th movie is a dream.
Yeah,
It made no sense.
No, and that's in this Friday the 13th 8 is probably where I finally started going. Okay, it's time to put the pin in this party hog. Call it over. But no.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. So 8, aside from having the cash grab and the draw of New York City,
all it was a cash grab, man.
That's it. The movie itself made no sense.
And once again, I hate to say, we're calling this the Age of Hodder, and we should be talking about Kane, but
the only thing that made these movies good was
the way he brought his presence. I mean, it was no nonsense, no bullshit. I mean, here he come out walking, boom, boom, miss that, whatever. But it's so damn hard to want to watch them when everything was cut and the scripts, and there was like nothing that made sense.
No.
And it's a damn shame.
It is.
It really is.
And it's sad because they did try to. It's like people try to write scripts to make it like deeper or something, to have like a backstory, and they try to make it like more complicated.
There was no reason to complicate anything. No reason
to complicate anything. And they tried to do it in
Watch
every
your
franchise.
history.
But they tried to do it in every franchise.
Yeah.
And it sucks. This was the second time they tried to do it in this franchise, because with Tommy coming in part 5 was supposed to be the new beginning, and in this one with no connection to Crystal Lake or her having any connection to him whatsoever.
Right.
Just makes no sense. It was just unnecessary. I would just make part 8 him in the woods killing somebody else coming to the cabins or some shit,
And speaking of the woods,
not
to jump back a little bit to part 7, that one should have been called, Friday the 13th part 7. We spend 2/3 of the movie running in the woods. There was a lot of time running in the woods.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I guess.
It's just something that I noticed.
Yeah.
Everybody was, don't go there, don't go here. This one's running, this one's just.
But yeah, 8 unnecessary.
I don't know why I brought that up. I just saw it. I mean, it was 8 was unnecessary.
That's all I gotta say.
We're gonna go to commercial.
We're gonna go to commercial after this. Yeah.
All right.
And Okay. So that's 7 and 8. Enjoy the commercial break. Enjoy the kills video. Enjoy whatever the hell else is on there. And that.
You okay?
I'm good.
Get anything on you?
I'm good.
Don't get anything on that beautiful shirt.
Still for sale. Contact for details.
I got my
that one mask right there.
Looks like mask over.
But yeah. Whoops, sorry. And we'll be right back.
Yes, we will.
Hey everybody.
How's everybody doing?
And while you watch this amazing episode of Slashcast, we wanted to bring you this little advertisement for the new Slashcast t-shirts.
Pimpin' products, baby. Pimpin' products. Worse than Kevin Smith.
Nice product placement for us. Front, back. That's your back. So, yeah. Wearing them right now, you see how nice they are. These are gorgeous.
Because mine's on the floor.
Yes. But Love them. Love the design. Thanks to Ken's Mugs and More for getting these out to us.
Nice job, buddy.
I want to thank Amy for purchasing a shirt already and getting hers. So she took a picture with it on already. And
thank you so much.
Appreciate
that.
that.
This side so you can see it.
Okay. And like I said, if you ever want to get one or more than one of your own, very easy, very quick delivery process. And if you want different sizes, if you want one of these designs on one part of the shirt, if you want both like we have it, if you want the original design, OG style, you can get your own, whatever one you want. So please go to /cast on Facebook or /cast on Instagram. Message Chevy if you would like to get one, if you aren't friends with me.
I'll take your orders just as well, let you know what you have to owe, and we'll get you a shirt. Be one of the cool kids.
And like I said, we already have people that are messaging wanting. Just got to get the ordering process down. We already have one made out to the public. It's out there in circulation.
How much it cost?
I don't know.
Okay.
I would have to ask them for the price, but it's a T-shirt. You're not paying $50 for a T-shirt. You know how much graphic tees cost, so you get a range. We're not breaking the bank here.
Yeah.
So please reach out, get your own /cast T-shirt today.
Thank you much.
Back to the show. Now we're going.
And ta-da! Welcome back.
Yay.
Let's get into this shit.
Let's continue the Age of Hodder with, as you see on the screen, Jason Goes to Hell.
And that one too.
And then that, Jason X after that. Yes. Jason
He's
Goes to
been
Hell.
using brand X. Oh, that's Joker. Never mind. What do you want to say about...
Here, another wrestling reference, eh?
X?
A little DX reference.
A little...
Okay. Yeah, this is part 9
God,
of this
I saw this
franchise.
I actually went and fucking spent money in the movie theater because I wanted to see this.
1993, this came
Big
out.
change. We go from Paramount to...
New Line.
And who owned New Line?
And the end of the movie, we see that.
Which, an interesting piece of trivia is that was actually Kane Hodder playing Freddy, coming up and grabbing his mask, which we'll get into in a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but with
Mr. Backus.
Yes, with this one.
Let me ask you a question. What the hell did I do to my head? Oh, no.
I don't know.
What do you think about Jason Goes to Hell?
I don't know how it didn't win an Oscar. Anyway, no, there's so many. The only notes I took on this movie are the mistakes that I found because there's so many of them.
One of the things that I noticed, and we're talking back in 1993 because, like I said, I watched the first 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes of this last night. How in the hell do you go in making a movie and misspell the last name of the person that it's about on a mailbox?
And if you missed that, if you watch this again, when the doctor takes the cop back to the house and starts playing barber with him, shaving his mustache and shit, the camera pans up from outside the house and it says Voorhees on the mailbox, but it only has one O. And that's just fucking idiotic to me. I don't know how they do. I don't know how you do that.
What? First of all, where is Jason now? I mean, I can, like I said, I can remember sitting in the movie theater watching this, and you see the girl doing this and blah blah blah. Quickest piss I've ever seen in my life. I mean,
well, yeah.
He comes out, and all of a sudden, wow, fucking 275 special ops people come, just shoot the living shit out of him, blow him into how many pieces?
Not enough.
Apparently not.
But yeah,
but his heart was intact.
It was, apparently. We get a cameo from Julie Michaels, Roadhouse alum. She's like Roadhouse. One of my favorite movies ever. Yeah, love Roadhouse. But
Roadhouse.
Yeah, she's undercover, leading Jason away into a trap for the I don't know what is this.
Apparently, Jason got on the government's fucking
he's on a watch list.
radar or whatever.
He's on a watch list, but remember, if you watch these in order, you'll notice how much they do not make sense because previous movie, Part 7 or Part 8, we saw him in the bottom of New York City sewer as a boy. Now he's way bigger than he was in the previous movie, and he has his brain showing and a mask stuck to his face. So, what the fuck?
Yeah, the head grown over the mask
None of it
and
makes
everything,
sense.
which was kind of neat.
As far as continuity goes, it makes zero sense. He grunts.
Yeah, the grunting.
Hate the grunting, dude. Sorry. Hate the fucking grunting. He was getting shot. No, hate it.
I don't know why they told him to do that or whatever.
Hate it.
But you're the coroner. What would compel you to look at this heart? If I'm not mistaken, they said 2 times
Something
the size of.
He has like an elephant
And
heart.
not take 1 bite, but 2 bites out of this thing, and now all of a sudden, Jason's essence, soul, whatever you want to call it, is now in the person who.
But you can tell that
originally
somebody
did it.
was...
But you walk, there's the guy, the coroner walking in front of a mirror, and there's Jason's reflection. So what? I'm lost.
Makes no sense.
None.
Somebody was mentally overpowering the doctor to make him do this, apparently. So was it Jason? Was it Jason's mother? We have no idea because they probably didn't even think that through. They just said, let's do this. We do get a cameo from Mr. Hodder himself as a guard.
Yes.
And he kills him.
He kills himself,
basically.
Which is kind of cool.
He's there with the beard on and shit.
You say something like Jason was a pussy or
he's a big old pussy
this
anyway.
and that. And
yeah.
Apparently now if Jason goes into a normal human, he can understand words, he understands, he can hear, he can do this, he can reason. I have no idea.
Yeah,
no clue. The jumping from body to body just made no sense to me whatsoever.
I mean, he was using that, the bodies were getting weaker, I guess, or some shit, and then he had to switch and get a stronger body. There was something I heard about that somewhere. It was a deleted scene or something. But yeah, his mannerisms and his actions are no longer his. He becomes human when he becomes, because he's the end of the movie. The one deputy comes in, and he's holding his gun up.
Yeah,
like he's faking being a cop. If he's Jason, why the fuck is he doing that? It makes no sense.
Well, they tried. It's like they tried to. This came out in 1989.
93.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, yeah, you're right. 89 was number 8. That's how brief 8 was.
Yeah.
This came out in 93. So, was this was after the whole thing with the Thorn Society? Were they trying to do something like Michael, or was it kind of the same time? Or
no, we didn't really get Thorn's story until 95 with part 6 of Halloween.
Okay.
So
it just
2 years
I don't know who did it. I don't know who to blame. If they ripped off Friday the 13th or they ripped off Halloween, because it seems like Jason can be only killed by another Voorhees.
Well, it wasn't that the story of Freddy too. His daughter had to kill him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so.
So they were just rehashing a story, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they tried to put a family background like they did in Halloween, basically.
Yeah.
And put that he had a sister and
stepsister or something, half sister,
and
nobody knew about.
Yeah, so he had to kill her. And
like
then
she didn't go to Pinehurst.
Yeah, he could be reborn through a member of his family, and he has a niece now, and then she has a baby.
It sucks.
We get a bounty hunter, Creighton Duke, who is basically, I guess, the Dr. Loomis of
exactly
Jason, apparently, but
exactly
watching him all these years kill these people, but hasn't done anything about it. He sees them get blown up and says, "I don't think so." Okay,
yeah, we got magic knives.
He throws a knife at her and at Jessica, and it turns into this magical dagger. So now we see that there's magic going on here. So Jason has some kind of spell or voodoo put on him for something, because the only way to kill him,
maybe his mama was a witch.
I told you this episodes ago. It makes sense with this movie, at least. He can't die because she put some kind of voodoo spell on him.
You've just been sleeping, honey. Oh, sorry, I jumped ahead a little again.
Yeah. When he would go, apparently no matter where he gets killed, or no matter how he turns up, at one movie he regenerates as this figure in the woods, because he wakes up in Freddy vs. Jason in the woods too. Apparently he wakes up in part in this one in the woods too, because he was perfectly, he was there again, not in Manhattan or New York City. So does he just die and then regenerate in the woods?
It's kind of like the old video game deaths.
Yeah.
Where whenever you die, you
your
start
last
off,
checkpoint.
Your last checkpoint, or you start off where
where he started,
like
was Crystal Lake.
like underneath the little in Pac-Man where you start. That's where you once you die up here. What you go back here? I don't know.
But
I absolutely, like I said, I saw this movie in '93. I tried to watch it again last night, and no offense, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It's
yeah. I mean, he can. Yeah, the whole backstory of the family thing, and he through a Voorhees he can be reborn and all this bullshit. Like, it made no sense, and it was a way to get them to interact Freddy with it and make you think there's going to be another one coming soon. But guess what? It wasn't very soon, and
yeah,
it just was what it was. But there was no reason for this one either.
And fucking New Line Cinema. They lied to us, the bastards. '93, what was it, 10 years later?
Yeah. 2003,
we get that beautiful spiraling shot of the camera down on the hockey mask, which I have no idea how it got off his head.
And back up to the surface.
The hand comes out, grabs it, and you hear
the laughing.
That was the best part of the movie for me. I'm like, oh shit.
I just watched that this morning, and I kind of was like, damn, man, that was really cool.
Yeah.
Because we never had crossover shit.
No,
you didn't. We never had crossover shit. And this was supposed to be a huge build-up.
Well, like you said, New Line Cinema now own the rights to Freddy. Now they own the rights to Jason.
Yeah.
So why did we make Jason X? Why didn't we get Ding Ding? Let's go Freddy versus Jason. Anyway.
Yep.
That's all I got to say about that.
So yeah.
I just like the fact that no matter who Jason possesses, apparently he can use their skills, like you said. Oh, we're gonna shave, and if he possessed a short order cook, would he be back here making skillet with the skillet making eggs or whatever?
Yeah.
Honey, I need one on ding. You're done.
Like, what was the purpose of him taking this dude back to his house, belting him down with leather straps, and shaving his mustache off, just to tongue him in the throat with the demon or whatever the fuck it was? Like, what was the point? No point.
No, none.
Time filler. We get introduced to the baby's father, the nerdy dude, Steven. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, he picks up strangers on the side of the road and is creepy as shit. You going down to have sex and get murdered and shit? Like, why is he all of a sudden become a creep? And then the girl falls in love with him with a 5-minute drive, says, why don't you come hang out, and kisses him on the cheek and shit.
She like creepy guys.
And then he beats the shit out of the cop, his friend, apparently. Every scene he's with him, he punches him or knocks him out. The dude's a cop! And then he takes his gun and shit, points a gun at, like, it just makes no fucking sense. Anyway, Jason gets taken to hell, so that's the last time we see Jason, right?
No!
No. So we jump ahead to real time, 2001. Movie time, no fucking clue.
Well,
because we know they go forward into 2455, but realistically, we have no idea when the beginning of Jason X takes place. It's in
somewhere they said the cryo chamber was manufactured in 2010, so 10 years ago.
Well, she said we tried to execute him in 2008 for the first time.
Yeah.
And so they've had him before that.
So it was 2008 whenever Part 9 actually took place? I mean, who knows? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. None of it makes sense. And, yeah, whatever. No, because Part 9 and Part 10 have zero connection because, as in Part 10, Earth 1 doesn't exist anymore.
No, exactly.
I mean, it's just fucking stupid. We do get a cameo of Mr. David Cronenberg.
Yeah.
He plays the doctor. Director of The Fly, Videodrome, Scanners. He gets a rod through the chest.
Yeah.
Do you ever know Jason throws shit a lot? He throws his machete, he throws his knife, he throws his spears.
Starting with 6, yeah.
He throws a lot of shit, man. He throws the machete, and the machete gets thrown in this movie like 4 different times. Like, throwing it at people.
Yeah.
If you're trying to throw him a fucking machete, it doesn't work.
I have.
Doesn't work.
It'll go willy-nilly.
Yeah.
I just didn't understand the whole thing. Like I said, I've watched this one probably twice. And I don't understand it. We're out in space. He's been frozen cryogenically, and for what? Research purposes?
Yeah, they said they tried to hang him, execute, shoot him.
Kind of sounded like Vigo the Carpathian from Ghostbusters 2. Hung, shot, castrated.
But then they were able to just chain him up on a little pedestal. He would just.
And they put him in a deep freeze next to Walt Disney. I mean, what? Huh?
Yeah. So literally nothing kills Jason.
Apparently not.
When you watch this movie, which I just did a couple hours ago, I wrote my last note is literally nothing kills Jason. The shit we see him go through, not my last note, but one of my last notes. Literally, we see him go through more bullet wounds, more abuse, more unrealistic things.
Thrown out into space.
And just gets right back up.
Oh, yeah.
He survives in space. He survives coming in through the atmosphere of Earth, too.
Yeah, yeah.
Because his mask is perfectly fine.
It
lands in the lake. It's burned off his face, but we hear the music and the shit saying he's still alive. Is he?
Well, yeah. Whenever you first, even the danger room sequence. Once again, another X-Men thing or whatever. But what were they doing? Were they training for this or that? If Jason ever accidentally thawed out, or I mean, I'm done. I didn't understand. It was I really liked the Uber Jason. That was kind of neat.
The look,
the look, cool, and everything of it. I loved that freaking machete he had. It was just so.
With the holes in it, yeah.
Yeah, it was so cool.
I just don't get the future movies. Like we got Hellraiser in space.
Never saw it. I'm sorry. I wasn't a big Hellraiser fan. I mean, I saw the first two.
Yeah,
I
never got why they were putting killers in space.
Because they have no other
Leprechaun
ideas.
In space.
Really?
Is there a leprechaun in space?
I don't know if there is.
There's a leprechaun in a hood.
What?
There's a leprechaun in a hood.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out.
You never seen that?
I'm done. I can't believe you actually. There's a leprechaun in the hood.
In the hood.
In the hood.
Yes, sir.
Word.
Yeah. So I don't know what these directors are thinking, putting these.
They're not thinking
in these different environments. Like it's going to make something like.
It's the same thing. What's
great happen? It doesn't.
It's the same thing going on right now with Disney taking over the Star Wars franchise. Disney thinks, hey, we don't give a shit. Whatever we put out there, if we slap a star, you could take a shit in a box, slap Star Wars on it. The Star Wars fans are going to buy it. Bullshit. And that's basically what this all was. Hey, who gives a shit? We're going to make another Jason movie. They made money before.
Yeah.
What's this premise going to be? Who gives a fuck? It's Jason. Oh, let's put him in space. I got an idea. Let's have somebody transplant Sigmund Freud's brain into Jason way back when. They didn't care.
And when you put something that far into the future, you can literally have. You can do anything. You have no rules. Because nothing makes sense. If people, you don't have to worry about people, past characters, storyline, nothing. Because they're all gone.
Sean Cunningham, when he first wrote the first one. When he wrote the first one, yeah. Okay, you know what? Yeah, it was a 1980s slasher flick, but it had some substance. It's just not, okay, let's just go for the kills. And don't get me wrong. Yeah, the kills of these movies were what basically fans wanted to see, but they just...
Oh, no, so Jason X had some good kills in it.
Oh, yeah, it did. It did. But they had to have some kind of substance to them.
Yeah. I mean, it was basically just Jason going through a ship killing everybody. God. A lot of destruction, a lot of CGI.
And I hate CGI.
Yeah, me too, obviously. It's just... And it's sad that we're saying this, but this whole episode we said, I think none of these needed to be made.
No, they really didn't.
And it sucks, because we watched them, I watched them a million times, and they're part of a great franchise, but they didn't lead... Like, you can hate the Halloween franchise, and as well as there are a lot of different ways you can watch them, they do have a lot of similarity.
Yeah.
All the movies. They do lead to something leading back to the original storyline.
Right. Even
these
the Elm
don't at all. At all.
Nothing.
It's just Jason. Okay, he's in space now. Has nothing to do with his mother. Has nothing to do with Crystal Lake. Has nothing to do with anything.
Starting at number 8, they just went, see you later.
Yeah. He goes to Manhattan, goes to hell, goes to space. What the fuck? Leave him where he's supposed to be.
Yep. It would have been, like I said, it would have been nice, like I kept saying, how big Crystal Lake was. He's defending his turf. I mean, his turf ain't up in Manhattan. His turf ain't, wherever.
I can't blame him for X because he got taken there and he just
yeah.
woke up. I get that, whatever.
Yeah.
But the other ones, like Manhattan, makes no sense.
No.
To go to Manhattan to kill these kids on a boat.
9.
Like the original storyline was Jason was that we were supposed to be led to believe was that he was there in Crystal Lake to avenge his mother's death.
Yeah.
These kids have nothing to do with Crystal Lake, camping, being
starting with number 2.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
He saw his mother killed at the end of number 1, whatever. Number 2, we start. He's got revenge. Anybody comes to Camp Crystal Lake, they're fucked.
Yeah. And then they tried to switch it over in 5. Didn't work. Brought Jason back in 6. Fine with me. Without 5, put 4 and 6 together. It's fine.
Yep.
Still makes sense.
Make 6 5.
7. We have no reference to Tommy anymore.
Yeah, completely gone.
Tommy's gone. No backstory as far as anything goes. We don't get anything real history of who Jason is until Tina finds the newspaper clippings.
Yeah.
Which everybody seems to have the same newspaper clippings in these movies, apparently.
Prop department.
Yeah.
Prop department.
And it was, I don't know. So
where's my notes?
After 6, they just went off the rails. The making 7, 8, 9, and 10 are all just completely different movies.
Yeah.
And aside from having Jason in them, make no sense as far as the storyline goes. So I don't know.
And basically, the one girl at the end, she could have saved everybody.
Oh, that bitch, yeah.
Yeah. She just kind of.
She gets in the pod. There's only 5 of them left.
Yeah.
All she had to do is open the door. She says no 3 fucking times and then kills herself. I don't know.
And the sleeping bag in this one.
He got
Yes, Kane got his.
He got his retribution because
he did. That's how it was supposed to be.
He got to kill 2 girls in sleeping bags.
Yeah.
And he beat the shit out of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked cool.
Anger
we didn't
issues.
get any blood or gore, flying out or nothing, but he
Anger
definitely
issues.
beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. He knocked the living. Yeah. No doubt about it.
And other than that, I mean, the one thing that gets broken in this movie, the one rule is you have sex, you die. Because the nerdy kid has sex with the robot behind the scenes. And
but does it count if it's a robot?
Apparently that's the loophole to the rule. If it's a robot, it's okay because they survive. So, they broke that rule in this movie.
Well, now that you bring that up, what happens if you self-pleasured yourself? I mean, you really didn't have... Anyway. Way too deep for this conversation.
Too deep, that's what she said. And, but yeah, I just noticed that usually sex, you do drugs, you die.
Yeah.
Well, the robot says we have 12% likelihood. They kiss, they have 53%. After that, she comes up and kills Jason. Well, kills him.
Yeah, she did kind of knock the hell out of him.
So apparently, guess what? What did they do?
Knocked her head off.
Made it up to 100%.
Yeah.
So he banged a robot and survived.
Hey.
There you go. Apparently in the future, that's a new rule because robots are going to be a thing. So I guess robots are like the loophole. Who knows?
I just want my fully functional Iron Man armor. I don't give a shit about robots.
Makes sense.
That's all I want. I just want my Iron Man armor. I don't have anything else.
I mean, yeah. Aside from that, I'm good. After this movie, they came back with Freddy vs. Jason. No reference of this movie whatsoever. Jason's just been living or sleeping in the woods with trees over top of him. So once again, this movie made 0 sense to
me. And
make.
apparently, like I said, Freddy went to go look for him, and whatever.
It didn't lead to anywhere.
The children, they can't. How can you kill them if they're not afraid?
Yeah, I don't know.
Which would you know what though? I don't want to get into Freddy versus Jason.
We'll do that later.
But it was an interesting premise. It really was.
Yes, it was. It was an idea that had there was a thing going on back then where you could actually submit scripts. They were picking scripts out and stuff, and I put like a little storyline out there, but I hated that they picked this one for Freddy vs. Jason. We're not going to talk about that, but yeah, I didn't like what they did with that.
I liked it to a certain point, but there was some stuff that
I wrote a partial script for Freddy versus Michael that's really good, but it doesn't make sense anymore. But we'll talk about that later.
I want to see tag teams. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see Freddy and Jason team up. I want to see him go after Michael.
Has to be
possibly Leatherface.
Leatherface is human.
Well, so is
He'll
Michael.
get fucking rocked. No, he's not.
Well,
yeah. Leatherface has always been 100% human. You had to put Pinhead in.
He would have to be Pinhead. Nah, see, and then that's just you know.
That's what I'm saying. He's magical. He's a magical little demon.
Well, yes, he is.
But
I don't know. I don't know who. Chucky. I don't.
Candyman.
Oh yeah.
Because that's coming out. Which is funny because the guy that plays Brodsky in Jason X looks a lot like Tony Todd.
I thought it was.
And I was
for
like,
the
damn,
time.
dude, what if they would have got him to play in this movie and have him going up against Jason?
Yeah.
That would have been really cool.
Yep.
But oh well. Past. They did what they did.
Thank God. It's
Friday
over.
the 13th, 1 through 10 covered.
And once again, with all due respect to Kane Hodder, you can only do so much of what your director wants you to do.
Yeah.
You can't. Kane, you didn't write these scripts. I still love you as Jason. I love everything you brought to the role. And you're one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
You're the one saving grace to these movies because we actually enjoyed watching Jason and the kills, but the script and storyline.
And the MPAA cut stuff out.
Other than that, that's the franchise. We covered that franchise pretty good.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. We did Nightmare on Elm Street. Now we did Friday the 13th. We do got to cover Freddy vs. Jason at some point.
Yeah, we also covered another franchise. See No Evil. There was only two of them.
Two of them, yeah. Okay,
that's
so
kind of
franchise.
That's kind of a franchise.
Yeah. We got a couple we want to get into, but we do have a cool episode coming up next.
Yes. I'll leave a little squeaker out there for a little surprise. We're going to have my buddy Scott Connor come and talk with us next week. Scott is one hell of a talented special effects guy. I think he is. I don't, I've seen his work. I've got, if you guys remember the video that we did whenever we first tried and our video got corrupted, the big guy with the top hat that's in my dining room, that's all Scott's work. He has worked on a lot of movies. He actually worked on The Dark Knight Rises. I think he had something to do with Bane's costuming. I believe The Mask. I don't know whether I can ask him next week. But yeah, we're going to have him on here. We're going to discuss special effects from here to where it's come up today.
Hopefully he can show something on camera, a little quick job.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Episode 17, our first guest episode.
No, second guest. Don't forget about the man who wrote the music.
I meant on video. On video.
Doesn't make a difference, man. Jeff.
Our second guest.
Thank you.
And
hey,
yes,
don't piss off the guy who makes music for our podcast for free, or else
you did just hear brand new music at the beginning of this episode. I hope you enjoyed.
See what I'm saying, Jeff? I'm behind you all the way, buddy.
Thanks to Jeff. Thank you again.
Don't pay attention to him.
He uses music. But yeah, no. Looking forward to that. Look for that hopefully next week, unless something else happens. Otherwise, everybody stay safe, stay happy, be positive. Thanks for watching. I was Jim.
Okay.
I'm good.
Tony Robbins, and I'm still Chevy.
It's a shitty ass world out there, people, man. We're just trying to have some fun with you out.
Absolutely.
Fuck everything else going on. On Facebook, when you're scrolling through all the bullshit and you see this little fun little logo pop up that says /cast, watch the fucking thing.
That one. Oh, I'm sorry. I always get backward. That one right there. Get off my face.
That one.
Don't block this.
Yes, just watch it. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's stupid.
I mean,
we enjoy doing it.
And that's the whole reason why we're here. We have a good time. We sit here and bullshit about horror movies, what's good about them, what's bad. He's, he'll say he loves something. I'll be like, how the hell is that possible? And vice versa. We get into it. We go way too deep. It doesn't make a difference. If you like it, just, hey, like, comment.
Yeah, just share. Do what you gotta do, man.
Tell your friends. Tell 2 friends.
But
that's actually 3, 4. Tell 4 now.
We only watch the good kind of masks. That's good thing.
We only what?
We only watch the good kind of masks.
The good
not the,
kind
not
of
the
masks.
shitty masks that people got to worry about today.
Well, yeah.
So, have fun with us. Enjoy, share, like, all that good shit. If you want a shirt, check it out. Previous episodes are on our playlist. Hopefully new things coming in the future for us, too, as far as spreading out our brand. So, until next time. I was Jim. Yes.
You're still Jim.
I'm still Jim. No, I'm Shib. You're still Chevy.
No, you were Jim again. That's what it was.
That's right.
I'm Jim. He's Jim again, and I'm still Chevy.
See you next time.
Take care, guys.